Learning from BARCAGATE, then signing Martin Braithwaite. Literally at this point, nothing surprises me, mate. Nothing. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here. Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at the game between Barcelona and Eibar. A very important game, very crucial, not for what, of course, the 3 points that we might get in the weekend, but most importantly because it's the last preparation game before we face Napoli at the San Paolo in the round of 16 of the Champions League. So it's very, very important for us to get all the tools tuned up perfectly, get everything smooth, so that when we go head there at Italy in Naples, we can perform to the best of our abilities. So this game is much more about nailing the best thing possible, nailing the best performance. We might want to save that for Napoli. Some of you might argument that, and I can be in support of that as well. But in reality, a game like this one, you want to get in sync. You want to get into the rhythm so that then we can perform like that away from home. Literally, the last time we went away from home was in 2006. We lost against Juventus. We've drawn against Juventus. Many things have happened. Barcelona need to start winning and racking those points away from home. And this game against Eibar might just help us to beat Napoli in the UCL as well. Just like always, we're going to start off by taking a look at the form of both two teams. And in the case of the home team, Barcelona, I gotta say that we've been actually doing a little bit better. We've finally been able to get 4 wins back-to-back in La Liga in this Quique Setien era, and that's a huge, tremendous positive. Especially even adding to that, I would say that the thing that surprised me the most is that we've been able to create a lot of goals, scoring 5 against Leganés, then 2 against Getafe, 2 against Levante, and then 3 against Real Betis. And that is surprising, needless to say, because we don't have Ousmane Dembele and Luis Suarez. We recently bought Martin Braithwaite. You might know that already. You might hear my initial impressions, and if you haven't done so, you can go and check the video right now on the channel. But I gotta say that for the time being, with Ansu Fati, Antoine Griezmann and Messi, this team is getting at least the goal in the back of the net, and not even that, because of the system that we play, more players like Arthur, like De Jong, they can incorporate into those attacks, and even people like Sergio Busquets. We have an anomaly there between the games, that one with Getafe, where I think Barcelona didn't play as good to their abilities as they should have. It was a game where Getafe were not necessarily the dominant team, but were, yes, much more competent when it came to dictating how the game was going to be played. So that is one part where Barcelona needs to improve, because when those games happen, thankfully we still managed to get the win, but against bigger opposition like we're going to be having this coming Tuesday against Napoli, that can simply not be the case. So that is something that we need to avoid here in Eibar. Try to get a game actually where for full 90 minutes Barcelona can be in the rhythm, in sync, dominating and keeping possession, and never really being looked as they were going to be vulnerable. That is one part of the game that Barcelona needs to nail down here, and I think that against Eibar that might just be the perfect opposition to do so. Taking a look now at Mendilibar's Eibar, this might just prove that they're the perfect victim. Eibar have not managed to win in their last 4 games. Only the past 5 only been able to beat Atletico Madrid, which is still an amazing feat and good for them. They beat Atletico Madrid at home, and that's of course going to be an amazing measure. But then they've been losing. Eibar, we know that against us they always like to pressure. They always like to give us a little bit of a battle, because they really do not care. There are those teams like Levante, I would put them in that side as well, like maybe a Deportivo Alaves or Leganés whenever they really want to. Especially a team like Girona reminds me a lot of them. A team that is not really afraid of, they're just going to take this chance. They see Barcelona as a game in their calendar where they're going to lose, and so they're going to be trying to play a little bit more risky to see if they can grant them any kind of potential benefits, any potential fruits. And that is something that Eibar always does against us. So we must be wary of that a little bit. But it seems that just they're not ticking as much because their form is not reflective of the mighty Eibar that we normally associate them with. And I might be battering up, Eibar. I might be saying they're a little bit good, but in reality, Barcelona are still able to dismantle them with not really too much complication. Of the last 5 games, there's been only 1 that we haven't won, and that is 1 draw to 2, and all of the other ones have been victories by good significant margins. We have a 3-0 victory right there. We have 2 3-0 victories, a 1-2-0 victory, and then a 6-1 victory for Barcelona at the Camp Nou. So this actually comes, and I'm sorry that I'm repeating myself, but it makes a lot of sense. It's good that we have this at the moment to build not only the good rhythm on the field that we want between the players, the synergy, but just build the morality, have the motivation back, because we know right now the atmosphere surrounding Barcelona is just complete crap. It's absolutely bullshit. This shouldn't be happening. I have never heard, and I do not really want to get too like political in this shit, because what do I know? I'm just a guy in my room recording YouTube videos. But from what we know in the media, there has been proof, of course, of the situation where the board has signed this 13th firm of marketing to shoot crap in social media against our biggest legends, our biggest current players as well. So the atmosphere right now is very iffy, it's unbalanced, it's not where it needs to be, and at that stage then we can just get derailed completely. When you take a look at clubs, you know, from the hindsight, you look at, for instance, a club like Liverpool before, like Real Madrid, you always take a look at the problems that they had, and you always kind of like inside yourself, you laugh a little bit, because it's like, well, that's never gonna happen to me. That chaos is never gonna happen to me. But Barcelona right now, it's happening, and it's real. So it's up to the players to not only play good, but regain that kind of mentality that they need to win competitions. Right now, La Liga is thankfully back on our grasp. It's still there, it always was, but now it's closer than ever. If we get and continue getting this victory against Eibar and then win El Clásico in the next 2 games, we're back on top. So it's very important for these players to regain that up here. Make their heads calm again. Just be a little more chill, because what's happening outside is unhealthy for anyone, and especially it's going to be tough on them. Moving on to our next section about what to expect. The very first hot take that I have for you guys is that I believe we won't see that many rotations from what I just mentioned. This is going to be a very small one, but I know that a lot of you are going to be wondering what's actually could happen. If there's one part of the field, one part of our team where I could see some players coming in, that will be 100% the midfield. It will be up to Quique Setien whether he has some sort of kind of master plan that he wants to generate for that game against Napoli, and he doesn't want Gattuso to see yet. Maybe, I don't know. But Quique Setien is much more of a manager, not like Valverde, where he just completely has one idea and he's gonna stick to it. So I believe that potentially we could see the team that started against Napoli here against Eibar. The second point that I have for you guys is one that I repeat myself a lot in this previous, and that's the defense. It doesn't look still ready. That's one part that Quique Setien has to fix a little bit. The injury of Jordi Alba is, yes, I agree, a little bit of a notch on our golden armor, if we even can call it that. And Junior Firpo needs to slot in there. I think Firpo was alright against Getafe. I think he was probably a 7 out of 10. He did a good job, assisted a goal, perfectly fine. Now it's up to him to take control of that position for himself. And if there's someone better, Quique Setien can actually push him to that. You know, he knows Junior Firpo. Basically, Quique Setien make Firpo's career to somewhat extent, because he was playing amazingly as carrilero when he was in that Real Betis side under the same manager that we now have. So that is one part of his game that I think could improve. The going forward and the Setien could really help him and could really help Barcelona to fill that void that Jordi Alba currently is missing. In the other sense, we have Umtiti and Lenglet, which are both one suspension away from missing El Clásico. So it's going to be up to Quique Setien to take a little bit of a risk to see whether he wants to get into the short term and get the best defender, which in my opinion between the two is going to be Lenglet, because he just has, it's very easy, more consistency overall, further kind of run of games. I think that still Umtiti might be better on the ball, maybe, but still I like what he can bring aerially and how he's a little more rush. I do like that in a defender, and he's certainly that much more than Lenglet. But in reality, let's be honest, Lenglet's his position is that one for now, and I think it's gonna stick to it. It's just up to him whether he wants to preserve that and take the risk, or just go with the other one like Umtiti, and then later when we hit the Clásico, he can go with the other one. In reality, it doesn't really matter. Both are amazing. Both are like world-class players. I have absolutely no problem to see who starts in this game particularly. And then finally, the last point is going to be one that I know you're also going to be wondering about, and that is whether I feel that Martin Braithwaite could make an appearance here in this game. If you ask me, I think we could actually have a good shot at seeing this player. It is at this moment of recording, and even though I don't have a watch and I just looked to my wrist, it's not the squad lineup is not released. So we have to wait and see whether he's gonna be there. We've selected number 19, so keep your eyes on the lookout for that. Tweet me if you see it, because I'm gonna be excited to see what this player can offer. In reality, like I always mention in this video, you can go check it out. I already probably linked it to it. I said how I wasn't really, you know, it's not the name in the spotlight and anything, but he was selected by Setien for one reason. If there's all the players in the Liga, which yes, they're not probably the most out there, the possible accessible options, he was one that Setien thought it would be the best. So let's hope that our manager knows what he's doing, which I think he does, and Braithwaite can bring something to this team. I would really like to see him, because that would mean that we can start getting rid of all the doubters very early. I've seen so many memes already of Braithwaite holding the Ballon d'Or, of people saying that on the very same day that Braithwaite signs for Barcelona, Carles Perez and Albert Ruiz both score goals. So yeah, we need to start kind of reversing that image, because at the end of the day, we're just hurting ourselves. We're shooting ourselves in the foot, and that's something that I do not want, and I know that you don't want either. So now moving on to your favorite section, the lineup positions. We're going to be taking a look first of all at Eibar, and I think they're going to go with a 4-3-3 with the following players. Dimitrovic in the goalkeeper position, Arbilla, Burgos, Pedro Villas, and Cote as the 4-man defense. Then in the midfield we're going to see Exposito, Escalante, Gonzalo Escalante. He's a player that I really like. A good CDM, physical, and is not afraid of making a very harsh tackle. It's good for them. And then we have Pape Diop. And then in the front three, we're going to be seeing Pedro Leon, very good with his feet, very good associative play, could be a very dangerous outlet for them, Sergi Enrich, and Fabian Orellana, the Chileno. And then for Barcelona, we're also going to play a 4-3-3, which at this point is our formation 100%. Marc-André Ter Stegen in the goalkeeper position. I think we're going to be seeing Semedo, then we're going to be seeing Piqué, Lenglet, and Junior Firpo. In the midfield, I'm gonna go with Busquets, De Jong, and Arthur. Don't count me on that, Quique Setien. You know, until now, surprisingly, he's not a fan of Arthur, but that should improve. I think that Arthur is a very good player and should actually be on that golden list of Setien. So it will be a little of time until that happens, and hopefully Setien gives him this opportunity in a game where we know that we're gonna have a bit of chances. So Arthur should be there to help us create even more. And then in the front three, the main guys right now, Lionel Messi, Antoine Griezmann, and Ansu Fati. I think that if Braithwaite is going to make an appearance, he's going to be off the bench. Starting wise, Messi, Griezmann, Fati, literally, that's all we got. So overall, my prediction for this game is going to be a 3-0 victory. I'm going to go with our defense actually putting a good job. I'm counting on that left-hand side of it, which is going to be Junior Firpo with Lenglet or Umtiti. Hopefully that's where we can improve a little bit. I know 100% that's where Eibar is going to be looking to hurt us, because there are two players that don't play that similarly and together a lot. So it will make a very good sense for them to kind of try and pinpoint that situation, that position. I think Setien has it under wraps. I think our team will do good in this game, and I think I'm positive. I feel it's a good week. The Champions League is back. I'm happy. Hopefully you're happy. Barcelona current situation, it's unhappy, but it's up to us to make fix of it. It's up to us to always make the best of those bad times. And yes, you can put hashtag Bartomeu dimite ya, Bartomeu out, which I agree 100% to all of them. But for now, nothing like that is going to happen. So we need, for the moment being, to support our team, stay together, and focus on what is important, and that is winning these games on daily basis. Hopefully you have enjoyed, guys. If you did, please drop us a like, leave us a subscribe, turn on the bell notification icon, follow us on all other social media, and keep up to date. See you in the next one. Take care.